All things beauty related. Let's bring in Tian Bing Zhang. He's the consumer products and retail sector leader at Deloitte for the Asia Pacific. Thanks very much for joining us. We certainly appreciate it. So I have one story.
Thank you, Sean.
I have one story I can share. I was over in Shanghai just before the pandemic, and we were doing a story in a high-level mall. And a couple of young ladies came in, and they poured over the cabinet where beauty supplies were, and they bought some Chanel items. Very expensive, and I talked to them, what did they do? They were teachers. They saved for 3 months just to buy a couple of things, and they said, that is what's going on in China right now. Is that the reason we've seen $10 billion spent in the first 2 months?
Well, absolutely. Chinese consumers are very, very willing to spend, and so generally speaking, there are groups that were really wealthy people, but there are also groups of higher income, like a higher wealth, high income, middle income level classes peoples, and also the people who are not earning as much, but they're certainly willing to also buy into the luxuries market just as a social feature.
And let's talk about the importance of Chinese consumers to the global beauty landscape, because the people we spoke with, they wanted the top name brands. They weren't going to get something that was significantly less expensive, and that was very, very important to them. I really want to drive home that point.
Right. No, absolutely. I mean, I think if I turn the perspective around to look at from the brand's perspective, if you look at their revenues, about 1/3 of these larger international luxury brands, in particular beauty and cosmetic brands, over of that revenue is coming from China and Chinese consumers that are traveling around the world. So really, the Chinese consumer, regardless whether they are buying from within China or internationally, this is basically the largest consumer group for any of the cosmetics brands and beauty and cosmetics brand.
Well, let's talk about the Hainan Consumer Expo and how important is the beauty sector to this expo. I mean, if you just think about the amount of money, everybody wants to turn back the clock.
Right.
Everybody wants to look younger and better, and this is one way that you could do it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, so there are certainly the overall very high and also rising demand from the consumers in China. And as to where people are buying it, from the days that when prior to the COVID, people were traveling, so travel retail has always been the place. And over the last several years, China has launched this domestic policies into free.
We got some great pictures. Unfortunately, Tian Bing Zhang, we're having a little bit of difficulty hearing you. Let's see, can we get them, or are we going to move on? Okay, we're going to move on.